Is the discourse of the Querdenken movement as right as the dominant discourse on the pandemic, according to Foucault? Well, if you look at the final pages of my chapter there, they really seem to be equal, right? This seems to be the conclusion to be drawn from what I say there about progress, and that if we take Foucault seriously, there isn't really any progress. There are only different discourses that produce different truths. It's not the case, according to Foucault, that our understanding of the world gets better and better. It just changes over time. However, it's not that simple, and the Querdenken movement is a case in point here. Very often, Querdenken and other movements based largely on conspiracy theories are dismissed wholesale as being anti-science, but that is not quite true, or at least not exact enough. There are certain elements of the Querdenken movement that are really anti-science and that highlight esotericism and other ways of understanding the world instead of science. But the vast majority of the movement, especially in Germany, and that also goes for COVID skeptics throughout the Western world, is not completely anti-science. They don't oppose the scientific method, or what we would call the epistemology of science, but they are highly skeptical about established experts and institutionalized science, because they think that these experts who are working for big institutes are corrupt, that they are either bored and therefore say what those in power want them to say, or that they are no real experts. And accordingly, Querdenken and others claim that they have the better experts, that they are actually the better scientists, and that science is on their side in proving that the pandemic wasn't really a pandemic, that the coronavirus wasn't really that dangerous, and that this danger was only hyped up by those in power because they were pursuing different goals. But since they are subscribing to the logic of science just as much as the official discourse is, they can also be criticized according to the logic of science. And what emerges then very quickly then is that the experts that they are drawing on lack the credentials, that they are only drawing on a very select and little number of scientific studies, and that they're ignoring the vast number of studies that show how dangerous the coronavirus was and how dangerous COVID is. And that they are misreading many of the studies that they're drawing on. So they subscribe to the scientific method, but they're not very good at applying the scientific method. And therefore we can say that while Foucault challenges the notion of overall progress, that doesn't mean that the Querdenken movement is as right about COVID as the official scientific discourse is. Even drawing on Foucault doesn't relativize all of this.